Okay, good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing today? Woo! Happy Mother's Day to everyone. We welcome everyone from social media and wish you a happy Mother's Day as well. First song today is a tribute to mothers, and it's something that you can sing along with, so I'm going to ask you to help me out with this. There's a verse that you guys are going to sing, and then I'm going to sing the second part, but the lyrics are, "Oh, mother of my soul, thank you for the blessings of the day." And you're going to sing that four times, then you stop, and I'll go ahead and sing some more, and then I'll give you the cues. The second verse is, "Oh, oh, mother of my heart, thank you for the blessings of the day." But it's kind of a chant song, and so why don't you stand up, move around a little bit, and in fact, I have a couple of instruments here. If anybody's interested in playing along, we got some couple of shakers, and Sophia Michelle is interested. And any dancing that you feel like you might want to do is welcome, of course. But it's just close your eyes and take in the words, and it's a great song. You ready, sir? Oh, mother of my soul, thank you for the blessings of the day. Oh, mother of my soul, thank you for the blessings of the day. Oh, mother of my soul, thank you for the blessings of the day. Oh, mother of my soul, thank you for the blessings of the day. Oh, mother of my soul, thank you for the blessings of the day. Here's my part. For the light and the shadows, for the triumph and trials, for the moments and mysteries, for the sorrow and the smiles, for the peace and the conflict, for the silence and song, for the calm and confusion, for the winter and the storm. Oh, mother of my heart, thank you for the blessings of the day. Oh, mother of my heart, thank you for the blessings of the day. For the light and the shadows, for the triumph and trials, for the moments and mystery, for the sorrow and the smiles, for the peace and the conflict, for the silence and song, for the calm and confusion, for the winter and the storm. Oh, mother of my soul, thank you for the blessings of the day. Oh, mother of my soul, thank you for the blessings of the day. Oh, mother of my soul, thank you for the blessings of the day. Oh, mother of my soul, thank you for the blessings of the day. Oh, mother of my soul, thank you for the blessings of the day. Oh, mother of my soul, thank you for the blessings of the day. Oh, mother of my soul, thank you for the blessings of the day. Thank you for your singing and your playing.
Good morning. I'd like to welcome. Today we have a very special guest, Reverend Mary Moore. She's going to speak to us on the topic, the feminine mystery. Sounds very interesting to me. For my inspirational message, I've chosen to share the words of a woman known only as Peace Pilgrim. From 1953 until her death in 1981, the silver-haired woman walked joyfully across the country to awaken and to inspire people. These are her words, and I quote, "When I started out, my hair had started to turn silver. My friends thought I was crazy. There was not one word of encouragement from them. They thought I would surely kill myself walking all over, but it didn't bother me. I just went ahead and did what I had to do. They didn't know that with inner peace, I felt plugged into the source of universal energy, and that never runs out. There was much pressure to compromise my beliefs, but I would not be dissuaded. Lovingly, I informed my well-meaning friends of the existence of two widely divergent paths in life and of the free will within all of us to make the choice. There is a well-worn road which is pleasing to the senses and gratifies worldly desires, but it leads to nowhere. And then there is the less traveled path, which requires purifications and relinquishments, but results in untold blessings." And so it is. And now we have Carol, and she's going to be singing a wonderful song accompanied by Bill. Thank you, Carol.
Certainly, thank you. This is called You Light Up My Life. So many nights I sit by my window, waiting for someone to sing me his song. So many dreams I kept deep inside me, alone in the dark, but now you've come along, and you light up my life. You give me hope to carry on. You light up my days and fill my nights with song. Rolling at sea, adrift on the water, could it be finally I'm turning for home? Finally a chance to say, hey, I love you, alone in the dark, but now you've come along,
Thank you so much, Carol and Bill, for the music. And thank you, April. April, you have no idea about this, but Peace Pilgrim was one of my favorite people. I used to own the book, and of course I've moved it on now, but one of my favorite people. And I asked Carol to do that song because I had heard, first of all, I think the song can be applied in so many different ways. Debbie Boone, who originally recorded that, was a Christian, is a Christian. I think it can be a romantic song between two people, and I feel like it can be about what a mother feels for a child or a father feels for a child. After I had my children, I have 2 sons, I heard mothers say, I had no idea how my mother felt about me until I had this child. So there's something miraculous about that touches us and changes us. But it's not that it's not in everyone. In all of life, there is the masculine and the feminine in all of life. The feminine mystery, I think the greatest mystery is what is that place inside of us where we access that love that seems to give? It's like a fountain of just endless love. I said to my mother one time, I said, Mom, you never get sick. She said, I don't have time to get sick. I'm too busy taking care of people. But my mom, that was metaphysics, teaching me about health and role modeling for me. I feel very sentimental this morning because you don't know this yet, but I've kind of turned my talk into a sentimental journey. And so I was back in the back room and I told Reverend Leroy he looked exactly as he did 40 years ago, and I teared up. It's like I'm very sentimental this morning, so please bear with me. It's just what I'm doing today. So that feminine mystery to me is that well of love that just seems to give. And it can be out of a man as well. When all the wires are down in the household, someone continues to move on and take care of everyone and make sure food is supplied and medicine or whatever is needed. So that is the mystery to me, is where do we access? And it's that love within us is what I see. The masculine and the feminine is in all of life. And the feminine, of course, is that intuitive, creative, loving, nurturing, devoted nature. The masculine is the logic, the strength, the action part of us. And if you notice in nature, there's hardly ever one aspect without the other. And there's nothing quite as beautiful as combining that masculine and feminine energy in our life. I had a friend. She got her master's degree in fine arts, went on to art school in New York, created paintings that were really lovely, really, really lovely. She had an egg, if any of you are into art, she had this thing that she did that was egg tempura, and it was layering of layers. And when she got through with the fruit and vegetables in her picture, there was the sheen on it. It made you just want to reach in and get an orange or whatever the fruit was. It was just really magnificent. She was talking to me about how to market her work. So there's the masculine right there, right? So she had the creativity, she had the background from many different sources, and then how to market myself. Well, she managed to do that, and she was selling her paintings for $150,000 or more, and of course collectors were buying it who were millionaires and had big homes, and she was doing huge paintings. And so I really had a lovely opportunity to watch that masculine and feminine in her take her work out in the world. Her eyesight declined, and I said to her, we were still communicating, I said to her, you know, I think it's about the shift somehow for you to paint in a different way. And of course she was grieving over her loss for a while, her loss of eyesight. Not that it went completely away, I'm just saying it changed and so forth. So she began painting stark, kind of like stark trees in a forest, and it was different. She called it abstract, but to me it was stark trees like in the wintertime with no leaves on them. And so things change in our life, don't they? And we had this opportunity to adapt to those changes and to make the best of it. And she did. She began to do some sculpture as well. And it didn't decrease the price of her work. It just shifted and changed. So a reminder right now for all of us to be flexible and fluid in our life as life moves on. When I think of mothers, the first person I thought of was Bertha Zemke. I started coming here. I moved here to St. Petersburg in July of 1979. And this was the first church I came to. I would come in and sit about the second or third row in N1. And she would always be over there on the back row. There was something comforting that I'm now aware of, now that I'm in the more mature years of my life, that I know that there's something very nurturing about the more mature people in our life. It's comforting. They've seen more seasons of life. They've been around the sun more times than we have. And I would look over at her, and I would just, as time went on and I came in, I would just feel very comforted by her presence here. She invited the church to an open house to their home. And I went. It was around the holiday time, and I went. And I walked in, and I felt like I had been catapulted back to my childhood. All my aunts and grandmothers and everybody I knew lived in two-story houses with lots of antiques. So I was home. And there was this huge dining room table, and I know about big dining room tables, with lots of food on it. It was very beautiful. I mean, it was so, prepared with such care and such love. And I was thinking about my childhood as I stood in her dining room, thinking about all the people that I had been brought up around who extended themselves in that loving, nurturing way. And of course, when you're around 30, you begin to realize you're not as smart as you used to be. And you begin to reflect on those things and realize, what is the value people have given to me? So I began to think about a big occasion in my grandmother's home. My grandmother and grandfather had their 50th wedding anniversary. And my aunts were preparing food for this big occasion. And my mother, being who she wanted to be a concert pianist, and she had a beautiful soprano voice. Well, she got sidetracked and had 3 children, and as many women of that day did, but she never lost her love for beauty. And to prepare me for that day as a little 4 or 5-year-old girl, she reminded me, we're going to go, we're going to have a great time. There's going to be beautiful food. And your aunts are going to prepare these pinafores. And the way they prepare them is they bake these white cakes, they cut them, they put buttercream frosting on it. They then cut them in little squares. They put a hardened icing on it. It takes them a long time. And then they put a little flour on each one. She said, I want you to notice the beauty and the time that goes into that preparation. And I want you to enjoy your day. Well, it was a golden wedding anniversary, and any of you don't know, that means gold. So my mother had made me a little corduroy outfit with a little cotton blouse. And of course, as a 5-year-old little girl, I had to scan the food because I had been prepared to go for this occasion. So here I was at the table level, scanning the food around the edge of the table, looking at the nuts and the mince and the finger sandwiches and the punch bowl and so forth. So, but it was a lovely time. And as I reflect back on that, I see what those women gave. First of all, I have to announce, I was planning this talk last Saturday when I was at their wedding, John and Rhonda. And I was thinking, this is so wonderful. We have plastic plates. Those women were cleaning plates and punch cups and coffee cups and plates and all of that back in the kitchen, fixing additional food. This was in the wintertime, and there were about 150 people that came. I kid you not. My grandfather was well respected in the community. He was on a bank board as one of the trustees, and there were people coming in and out of the door. So when I think about the labor and the labor of love that these people gave to us, and people wanting us to have a lovely day, I'm just really touched by that legacy. And the legacy still goes on. Not only was there a beautiful buffet at their wedding, but I walked into that back room for Reverend Leroy's birthday 2 weeks ago, and my mother had taught me to look for beauty. I immediately looked at that dessert table, and I went, oh my gosh. I knew everything, just like Bertha Zimke. I knew in her house everything had been touched by her. That was my feeling. Everything on that dessert table had been touched by Reverend Carmen. She knows how to create beauty, so the legacy is still there, right? When we create this legacy in this thought form, it is carried forward. And we are the recipients of it. And I'm so happy that nobody has to wash dishes anymore. I think that is just great news. We are liberated in some ways. We're going in the right direction. When I first started coming to the temple, there was a classroom across from the bookstore, and it was enclosed, and I took my first class there. It was a healing class. By that time, I had been exposed to unity and science of mind, but I'd never been taught the chakras. So Gloria Albritton drove all the way from Sarasota, all the way up here. She had a degree in education, but she worked in her family's business doing advertising and marketing. She was heir to an orange orchard, and she worked in that business, but she came up to teach us. As I was preparing this talk, I felt very grateful for all of those who gave of their time, their talent, their knowledge, so that we and the world might have a bigger vision of what this is all about. She came up, she was always very well prepared. One day, as you know, sometimes the bridges are out. And so this was before May the 9th, 1980, before the tanker hit the bridge, and they have a new bridge. At that time, there were two-lane bridges back and forward. For whatever reason, the bridge was out that day. And it was in the fall of 1970 before the bridge went out in 1980. Anyway, she was coming up there. She had to drive all the way around 301, Howard Franklin Bridge, to this place, to St. Petersburg. She was not late. She was well prepared. I could tell she had been through an ordeal of maybe an extra hour of drive. But when I think about the dedication and devotion of people who have cared for us and loved us and created those foundations for us, I feel deeply, deeply grateful. I just want to take a moment to say, Reverend Leroy Zimke, I took a lot of classes from him. Phyllis Corwin used to sit back there. I learned Urantia from her. She also taught Huna, which is the Hawaiian traditions. I learned under Ruth Blackmer. She often, or would sometimes teach from Alice Bailey. Those books are thick books, and she would somehow bring that into simplicity and teach us. Dr. Barbara Weber drove from Atlanta down here to teach us Reiki, and she taught it in the back room to me and to my two children. She had a PhD in humanities. Reverend Joan Pinkston, Reverend Gloria Standish, Reverend Betty Presley, Hillary Ellers. Hillary, I would come in and sit down back there. Hillary Ellers would be up here pounding her fist down into the other hand, and I would think, how does she get up here without notes and talk? How she'd do that? She's now in Atlanta. Reverend Shirley Fleming is in Oklahoma. I just wanted to mention a few of the teachers. There are many, many people who were behind the scenes and who kept this work going. But I just wanted to talk for a moment and just pay tribute to those teachers who gave so much of themselves. There's so much about that foundation that it creates a different world when you have that. I love Dr. Joe Dispenza. He knows his place in life, and I think that's what we all get to see as well. What is our place in life? He doesn't talk about current events. He has a place in life, and that is to work with the physical body, to help people to realize we don't have to be sick anymore. People in his seminars have these kind of paranormal experiences, like Dr. Joe, I just saw an angel. Oh, that's good. Okay, so now he'll say, now we're going to get together, 7 or 8 of us in a circle, and we're going to heal this person. He stays to what he came here on earth to do. And that's what all of us can see and learn from. What is it that we came to earth to do? To nurture, to love, to nourish? What is it? And then stay with our plan, whatever that is. And don't think it's too small. When I first came here, there were women out in that foyer and in the bookstore. They look, I don't know for sure. I know Reverend Betty Presley used to be out there in the bookstore quite a bit. But there were people who I felt had served in their home. And they had taken care of children. And now they were in the more mature years of their life, and they saw a bigger vision, and they saw, where could I serve? And they sat out there in the bookstore. That did not go unnoticed by me. The willingness to serve and to help in that way. So don't ever think any position is too menial. Whatever it is for you, whatever you feel guided to do, just knock it out. Just do it. Like Nike, just do it. So Dr. Joe I know what he sees. He sees that if people could realize what their power is, these world problems would not even be there. That's what he sees. And so he stays close to his plan. And so did Mother Teresa. I don't know if you all know this, but Mother Teresa was offered mansions and china and silver. She said, no, no, no. That's not the plan for me. I'm to be here with my people. And can you imagine being the poorest of the poor and the sickest of the sick on the planet and going into a mansion? They would have been like, where am I and what reality is this? But when she came, just with her clothes, just as she was, she touched them, she reached them, she touched their hand. She had that last word with them before they moved over to the other side, or helped to heal them so they could stay here on earth. So we all have our station, and it doesn't have to be glitzy and glimmery. It just has to be whatever is inside of you telling you to do. That's all it has to be. My children told me, I have 2 sons, one is 54 and one is 52 now. They told me the greatest gift I'd ever given them was their spirituality, their foundation. Because I'm telling you, I don't care where you are, if you don't have something to stand on, something to go back and lean on when the times are tough, it's really, you get disoriented, like, what is this all about? And so I did the best I could. I always said that if I didn't do a good job with my children, nothing else I did the rest of my life would matter. And we all know sometimes those things we've certainly had our family problems of things coming back to us. But when you hold tight to the spiritual principles of life, you just are better able to navigate life. So the mystery is, how can we access that loving nature within us so that we can just give, not overgive, because then people will claim you as codependent, not undergive, then you're harsh and not sensitive. How can you just access that fountain within us where we just love on an ongoing basis and feel tireless in our effort? That seems to be that mystery and the solving of it. I leave you with that today, and God bless you. Happy Mother's Day to men and women.
Thank you. Thank you for blessing us, for your words and your heart. Yeah. So now we move into our time of tithes and offerings, and we invite you to take your gifts in your hands and bless them as the ushers come forth. Infinite source of all life, we give thanks for the opportunity to give of our hearts. We give thanks for the knowingness that as we give, we receive. And we acknowledge that divine love moving through each and every one of us blesses and multiplies all that we have, all that we give, and all that we receive. And so it is. Amen. And for those of you on social media, we invite you to also join us. There, if you're on the website, you'll see the donate button. And if you're on the YouTube, you can log on to our website, which is www.tlgtemple.org. And then, of course, you'll see where the donate button is. And we thank you in advance for your support as well. And let us now conclude our service with the song that we will be sharing together. Yes.
I brought pinafores today, like my aunts made. I had them made white on white, and they're out in the lobby for you to enjoy. Sorry, I forgot that part.
And I think once you would have seen them, you would have said, oh, that's right. Reverend Mary said something about these. So, okay, Carol.
Okay, everyone, take out your lyrics from the order of service and stand up, and we're going to sing together, Love is My Decision. Yeah, Song of the Month.
Love is my decision. It's up to me to give up my heart. Love is my decision. No one else can tell me to start. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now. Love is my decision.
Thank you.
It's up to me to stand on that bridge. Love is my decision. No one else can make me forgive. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now.
Here we go.
Love is my decision. It's up to me to dance down the road. Love is my decision. No decision, my decision, right here and now. Love is my decision.
Sing it out.
It's up to me to dance down the road. Love is my decision. No one else can lighten my load. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision, right here and now. My decision, right here and now.
Thank you, everyone, for being here.